Hi, friend.
Hi, friend. I'm Jenni.
And I'm Taryn, and welcome to What a Friend.
This is
Yay.
a podcast where faith, friendships, and real life conversations meet. And today's episode might be a little bit more vulnerable. Um, but we
LOL.
hope we just hope it brings you some like normalcy, I guess, in terms of like we're going through it too. Like
Yeah,
we're going through it too.
yeah,
So
that's so well said.
yeah.
But first, hello, everyone. If
Hi
you're
hi.
new here, we do something where we like to just take the time to recognize, gosh, all the amazing things that Jesus has done for us, specifically in that week.
Mhm.
So, Jenny,
Yes.
how has Jesus been a good friend to you this week?
So last night, we should talk about last night.
Okay, wait, yes. Our answers I think are going to be the same because it was just that amazing.
Wow.
Mm.
Y'all, oh my gosh. So we at our Bible study, we had a testimony dinner, basically where all the girls came ready with their testimonies and we each brought like a little something and little potluck style and then
I love a good potluck. I love a potluck.
and we just all went around the table and shared our testimonies.
Mm.
And wow. Wow. Like wow, wow, wow. I was just left in awe of like how God can take someone's brokenness and just heal them
Mm.
and give them purpose and give them like just life breathing joy. Like
Mm.
how cool that is that God has the power to do that, bring someone from their lowest of low to like just to see that they just the joy that's in their eyes right now, like sitting at that table.
Right.
That was so cool.
I think what was the coolest thing for me is, yes, being able to see that too, but also just how everyone's testimony was different, but at the end, it was all about Jesus.
Yeah.
And for some people too, it wasn't even that they necessarily experienced a low point. It was just that they felt that something was missing
Yeah.
in their
Yeah, yeah,
lives,
yeah.
no matter how good, quotations around good, how good the circumstances are.
I was gonna say sometimes like whenever you're just in conversation with people, you're not able to just fully I mean, it takes a while to get to know someone unless it's intentionally like, tell me about your testimony and tell me how you met Jesus,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Then like you're able to like open up. But like just meeting someone or just seeing them week to week, you don't really know the type of things that someone has been through in their life and where Jesus has brought them from, you know?
Mhm.
So I think it was really, really cool to just I mean, to even see the girls today and the wisdom that they each hold
Yeah.
and like, wow. Wow, what God can do.
Yeah.
Wow, what God can do.
It was so powerful, so beautiful. And in that moment, I just remember feeling like, wow, like my cup is so filled. My
Yeah.
cup is
Yeah.
filled in the best way possible. And I'm like, there's not a lot of things that can give me this feeling. And
Yeah.
like, again, that just goes to show you the power of Jesus. But highly, highly recommend if you're in a Bible study, like throw out the idea of doing a testimony dinner because
Mhm.
I feel like not only did it bring us so much closer,
Mhm.
but just to be able to hear everyone's background. And of course, you know what you're comfortable sharing. But the thing about a testimony is that its sole purpose is to glorify God
Mhm.
and letting everyone know what He's done for you in your life.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that can be hard to get over, especially
Mhm.
in times where you have a testimony where you have things that have happened in your past that are so incredibly hard
Yeah.
to share,
Yeah.
especially, if you're in a Bible study and you see, people once a week, you may not see them all the time, you may not talk to them all the time, but the difference is that these are your brothers and your sisters in Christ.
Yeah.
And I think that's the true beauty of it, is being able to share your story.
Yeah. Oh, it was so good.
I'm so grateful.
It was so good.
I'm so, so glad that God has even planted a seed in you, Jenny, and it has grown to what it is today and how you were like, I feel called to start this Bible study because it truly
Taryn.
has impacted so many people. And this also goes for people who are listening to this too and have even feel like an inkling of something or a thought in the back of your head. And even if you may not feel that you're ready now to start your own Bible study or start your own community, like think about it and give it time because I'm so, so thankful. Like it truly has changed and impacted like my individual faith journey so much. Community is so important, and we say this all the time, but I'm so, so thankful,
Yeah.
truly.
And like, you know the saying that's like the people that you surround yourself with, that's like the sum of the
Yes.
five people that you
Yes.
surround yourself with is like who you basically are.
Yeah.
Why does that like that used to terrify me?
Same.
That saying used to absolutely
Like, what do
terrify
you
me
mean?
in the sense because I was like, I no, no, I said used to at one
I
point.
know.
Not right now. Hello, friend?
Hi,
Friend.
friend.
Not right now. But that I used to hear that and
Yeah.
be like, "Oh no, no, that's not true."
Yeah.
Because I wasn't surrounding myself
Oh,
with
okay, I see.
people
Yes.
that I wanted to actually be like or
Mm.
that was inspiring me in some way, shape, or form.
Or even that you felt like represented you and who
Ooh.
you are.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hard.
Yeah, that is really hard.
Wow.
But I mean, it comes with first being self-aware.
That's true. Thank God for that.
Yeah.
Amen.
And the
Praise the Lord.
discernment that he can give you.
Yes, very true.
But that's not to say that we should shut anyone out. I don't think that at all. I
Mm.
don't think we need to like cut people out of our lives because I truly think like you can be a light to anyone, you know? I just think there's a balance. There's a
Yes.
balance to friendships. And I think there's a friend, like you can have a friend for everything, you know? A friend
Yeah.
for this activity, a friend for this, a friend
Yeah.
for work, a friend for, you know, like just different things in your life.
Mhm.
You need various friends for different seasons, different ventures. So,
Yeah. I love that too
but
because it even emphasizes the point of, when we say, "Oh, what would Jesus do?" or how we want to be more like Jesus
mhm.
and how he never shut anybody out.
Yeah.
Anyone.
Ooh,
Anyone.
that's really good. You just reminded me of how, okay, Jesus had 12 disciples. Yeah,
Mm.
so that he had like 12, friends that he would share everything with.
Yeah.
But he didn't share everything with those 12. He had
Yeah.
like John,
Yeah. The big three.
James, and yeah,
Peter. Peter.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so
Peter?
why did I want to say wasn't Mark? Wasn't Mark.
Matthew?
Matthew wasn't really he didn't
No,
really
I'm pretty
go.
sure it's John, James, and Peter.
Yeah, you're right.
I was gonna say too, have you seen like there's like memes about like if you were a disciple, like who would you be? Slash like whose personality like you resonate most with?
Uh-huh.
I think I'm a Peter.
Okay.
Which I don't know if that's necessarily a flex, you know? Peter would do anything for Jesus, okay? He was not playing around.
Right.
But also going off what you said too, like I love that you said that. Just even the different friendships that I have in my life,
Mhm.
like there are people I wouldn't maybe necessarily say if you're closer with them, but there are people that you go to for different things.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And we do have to be careful with who we share our heart to and who we take advice from,
Mm,
you know?
yeah,
Because, yeah, I think that's really important.
it
Because
is.
are their eyes set on eternal?
Ooh, sometimes they're not.
I know. We have to
Sometimes
be
they're
really
not.
careful with who we're receiving advice from.
Y'all, if you want us to do an episode talking about just friends that we have in our lives who are believers and friends that we have in our lives who are non-believers and just how to navigate that, let us
Yeah.
know because we would love to talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Wow.
we already talked about it a little bit, but I feel like that could be good to get into
Mhm.
because it's a real thing.
Yeah. It's harder to navigate. That's not something that's necessarily easy.
No, it's not. It's not easy, especially I feel like at our age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think with anything in life, there's a balance.
Yes. We love a good balance.
Mhm.
Y'all, today we're going to be vulnerable
Oh, yeah.
and we're going to be
I'm
honest.
just so giddy about that. I'm honestly so giddy.
I was like, okay, Jenny, here we go. Like, this is how this is gonna go.
And I was like, "Really? Like really we have to do that?" No, just kidding.
But again, just like a testimony, like the whole point of this podcast is to glorify God and to bring you as our friend closer to God, but also to bring us closer to God.
Yeah.
And we wanted to talk about something that's so hard for a lot of people, and that's the waiting season and knowing when to trust God in your waiting season. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm in one right now. How about you, Jenni?
Same.
We are both in waiting seasons right now. And it's like, I feel like waiting seasons, of course, can come and go in different aspects and
Uh-huh.
areas and years of your life. Like, I feel like maybe I wasn't in a waiting season in a couple months. Actually, I don't. We're gonna unpack it. I think we're gonna unpack it because I
Mhm.
don't know if I'm in the same waiting season that I've always been in,
Mhm.
but I know a lot of times for me, that waiting season is in regards to my career. And if you're listening right now, it could be in regards to, oh, I just haven't found the one yet. Like, I haven't found my person yet. When am I going to find my person? That's a huge waiting season. I know for a lot of people.
Mhm.
A lot of people, too, it could be, when am I going to start my family? Like, when is God
Mm.
going to grant me a pregnancy? Like, what does
Mhm.
that look like? Waiting seasons just happen. And I'm not gonna lie, they can suck. They can really suck because it can feel like we are in some of the darkest points in our life, which is why we wanted to talk about it today because I feel like it's important.
Okay, something about me, sometimes I laugh when I'm uncomfortable. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's like if
Perfect.
it's like awkward, I'm like
Jenni laughing this whole episode.
I'm like you know, I do that. So, if I'm laughing, y'all, okay? Please just
It's,
give me the benefit of the doubt,
it's a
okay?
serious matter, Jenni.
I know I do that.
Just
I do that if I'm like really with anything. I can just
that's how you cope.
it's my coping mechanism is
Yeah.
just laughing through it.
I don't know what mine is. And maybe we'll find out. I don't know. I think I give like jokes here and there.
Oh yeah, you're a jokester.
Yeah. I am a jokester. I joke around. And I'm like,
Mm.
haha, but it's okay. We got this.
I love a joke. I love to laugh.
We'll be telling a lot of those during this episode because I already know this is gonna be. But
Okay.
I guess, where we kind of wanted to start was talking about, do we want to start with our own? Oh my gosh.
I'm getting
This
nervous.
is nerve-wracking. Do we want to start with our own individual waiting
Yeah,
seasons?
you can go first.
All right. All right. I guess that's fine. We kind of wanted to start with our own individual waiting seasons and what that's looked like for us because it also is, in a sense, a part of our own individual testimonies,
Mhm.
which we have done testimony episodes for each of us. And those are the second and third episodes ever of this pod. So feel free to check those out. But I didn't really talk about my waiting season at all in that testimony episode. And mine is in very much relation to my career, which I know that's how it is for a lot of people. And I'm not gonna lie, like I'm literally can never tell a lie on this podcast. I am still very much in my waiting season, okay? Like I am, and I recognize that. I think right now I have things going on in my life though that are kind of distracting me from my waiting season. Hence, the baby, for example, the baby in my life that's very much distracting me from constantly thinking about my career because right now I'm taking a pause with, what's next. But I do feel like there are things that are still very much happening. And it also kind of ties into, the importance of rejoicing in the suffering.
Mm.
And I also recognize that there are some people who may not have these quote unquote distractions or other things in their lives that are essentially distracting them from what they're currently going through in a waiting season. But for me personally, This is probably gonna be very hard for me to like open up about, but again, we always keep it honest and genuine and true on the pod because that's how Jesus wants us to be too, you know? So I'm just gonna go for it, y'all, and we're gonna hope for the best. If I
Just
crack a joke or two, hey, listen, it's cause I'm nervous. It's cause I'm a little nervy.
just say whatever you're comfortable with.
Okay, okay, I can do that. In regards to my career and feeling like I've been in a waiting season, I think the best way for me to put it into perspective is that I don't know about you, Jenni, but for me, I am so grateful for this podcast, and I've never felt so at peace about
Mm,
something.
yeah.
I never felt so sure about something,
Hmm.
and that's because it came from God,
Yeah.
and I know that. However, in other aspects of my career, I do not feel that way. And I've never really felt that way until the podcast. And, I'm so grateful for this opportunity because I feel like one of the reasons why he gave us this gift too is because he wanted us to experience that feeling and know what it's like when something is directly from him in regards to, you
Mm,
know, a career.
that's a good perspective.
And yeah, no, I haven't felt that for other careers, so that's a little it's a little nerve-wracking. I'm not really sure why that's happening. But I think it's because there's some evaluating that I need to do. And with being in the waiting season, I have always loved social media, marketing, all the things. And okay, y'all, I went to college. I went to college. I changed my major about 5 times, ended up with a biology degree. Obviously, I'm not using biology right now. Maybe that'll change in a couple years. Hey, listen, let me know. But, I do love social media marketing, all the things. So I don't even use my degree. But coming out of college, I knew that I wanted to dabble in that. And I also love fashion. That's like a big thing for me. And I had a few jobs here in Charlotte, working at Charlotte boutiques, and I loved it. However, I did feel like something was missing
Mm.
for me. It really did feel like something was missing. It felt like I was kind of just going through the motions. And I had one job, took a leap of faith, and I left and started somewhere new because I was searching for that missing piece. And I started somewhere new, and I felt that I found that missing piece. I did, and I enjoyed my job. Jobs are hard. You're not going to be happy every single day that you go to work, but I did notice that I was happier, and I was grateful for that. But during this time, like, I was so focused on my job. I was so focused on getting ahead in my career that I didn't focus on God at all. God
Mm.
wasn't a priority in my life. My priority was getting ahead. My priority was leveling up
Oh.
in that job. And then one day, I went into work and my job was gone.
Mm.
I said, "Oh, God really just took that away from me. He took it away from me." And for a while, it was really hard for me to understand why he took that away from me. And that was a big chunk of my waiting season slash the waiting season that I'm currently in because this happened 2.5 years ago. So this was the beginning of January. January, guys, what year is it? It was 2025. This was the beginning of January 2023, I think.
Okay.
Don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure it's January 2023, and you know, job was gone like that. And I'm not gonna get into it because there are just a lot of reasons as to why that happened, and those were reasons beyond my control. But that was hard because that was my 9 to 5. and then some. Like that was my daily routine. When your daily routine is shaken up like that, whether it's your job, whether it's a significant other in your life who's no longer in your life, whether it's a best friend who's no longer in your life, it's really hard because that's your routine. That's what you're comfortable with. That's what you're used to. And I didn't have that job anymore. And I remember being so mad. I was so upset at God because he took something that I loved away from me.
Mm.
And that was a very hard pill for me to swallow. And when I tell you, like, for weeks, I was mad. I was mad at him for a very long time. And I think something that's hard in the waiting season is patience. I think we give, no, I think God gives us, no. I know that God gives us so much patience. He's always there waiting for us to come around, but we don't want to come around a lot of the time. But when we ask Him for something, we expect it to come instantly.
Ooh.
We want that instant gratification. And in that moment, I wanted instant gratification. I was like, I'm upset at you. Like, I need you to fix this. I need you to do something in my life. Like, I need a different job. Like, I need something. I need this to be fixed because I love this and you took it away from me.
Ah.
And instead of a job, he gave me a Bible study because I wasn't in a Bible study. And the day I was, the day I found out I essentially didn't have a job anymore, I, a friend had reached out and was like, "Hey, I'm starting this Bible study if you want to join." And I was like, "Oh, yes. Like, I'm upset at him right now. I'm mad at him, but yes, like I have so much free time now. What am I supposed to do?" So I started going to this Bible study. I think it started a couple weeks after I had lost my job, maybe like 2 or 3 weeks after. So in this 2 to 3 week time frame, like I didn't talk to him, I didn't pray to him, I didn't do anything because I was so upset at him. And then I went to this Bible study, and I met these incredible group of girls, and I was like, okay, Lord, I see what you've done for others. Maybe you can do this for me. I don't know. And
He
I
can.
just, he can. He really can. And I realized that, okay, let me take a step back. Let me try to understand why this happened. And a lot of times we're not going to understand why God did things. But in this moment, I knew why he did it. And he fully swept the rug from underneath my feet, where he took something that was so large and part of my routine, my job, something that I spent hours and hours of time into. He took that away because I was putting hours of time into my job. I wasn't putting hours of time into getting to know Jesus more and strengthening my relationship with him and truly just my daily walk with Christ, reading the word. Like I wasn't
Mm.
doing that this time because I was so quote unquote busy with
Mhm.
everything with my job.
Mhm.
And I really do believe that that's why he took it away because I was making my job the priority
Ah.
and not him the priority. Since then, I would say I've been in the waiting season of not really knowing what I'm doing with my life, not knowing what I'm doing with my career. But what I do know is that I'm focused on him,
Yeah.
and that's all that matters right now.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful to say that thank you, Jesus, that I'm able to sustain and support my family financially with other side hobbies that I'm doing, like content creating, for example, and being able to still have fun with social media and marketing for myself or working with other brands. Like, I'm so grateful for that. And he knows my heart.
Mhm.
He knows how I feel about the situation, my career, and everything in between. And I'm so grateful for that because he hasn't left my side. And I'm also just grateful for the fact that he took something that I loved away from me, which I never thought I would be able to say, especially in that situation 2.5 years ago. I would absolutely would say that I'm crazy if I told you that. Like, what do you mean I'm happy that he took away this job? Because he wanted me to focus on him and only him. And I'm so glad because it has completely changed my life and turned my life around and redirected my focus back on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that. It kind of reminds me of a scripture that I wanted to read.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is like literally exactly what you did. So this is pretty cool. Okay. Um, this scripture inspires me every time I read it. So this is Ecclesiastes 11, starting in verse 1. Ship your grain across the sea. After many days, you may receive a return. Invest in 7 ventures. Yes, in 8. You do not know what disaster may come upon the land. If clouds are full of water, they pour rain on the earth. Whether a tree falls to the south or to the north, in the place where it falls, there it will lie. Whoever watches the wind will not plant. Whoever looks at the clouds will not reap. As you do not know the path of the wind or how the body is formed in a mother's womb, so you cannot understand the work of God, the maker of all things.
Mm.
Sow your seed in the morning, and at evening let your hands not be idle, for you do not know which will succeed, whether this or that, or whether both will do equally well. And every single time I read that, I'm like, right. Like, we have no idea what's going to come our way,
Mm.
and we have to be prepared.
Yeah.
And I love how you said that, like, it honestly inspired you to, like, get out there and, like, find ways that you can. And I'm like, like other sources of income, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that inspires me every day to, like, try new things and experiment and put yourself out there
Right.
and in ways that, like you either have like a passion for it or
Mhm.
to never like hold yourself back and just try new things, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And that's why, like, I always put, like, if someone's like wanting to start something like a side hustle, I'm like, do it, girl. Like, do it.
Do
Heck
it.
yeah. Heck
Yes.
yeah, girl.
Yeah.
Do it.
I love that.
And I wrote down, even though the future is uncertain, we must prepare for it.
Mm.
Like,
That's
we
good.
we have to prepare for the uncertain because we don't know if the wind is gonna come from the north or the
Yeah. Listen,
south or like
we don't.
yeah,
We literally don't.
yeah,
And that can be scary.
yeah,
It also, like, kinda reminds me too of the whole rejoicing in the suffering, which I know the book of James talks about a lot. And one of my favorite verses is James 1:12. And that says, "God blesses those who patiently endures testing and temptation. Afterward, they will receive the crown of life that God has promised to those who love him." And I just love that
mhm,
because throughout the trials and tribulations, it focuses on the importance of rejoicing in that time. And there are things in my life that I haven't done perfectly, but I'm so glad that despite how I was feeling with him, I still went to the Bible study because it
yeah,
really did change everything for
yeah,
me.
mhm,
And I took that moment and I said, this sucks. My situation sucks really bad right now.
yeah,
I don't have a job. I lost my job. I lost what I thought was my everything. But I took that leap of faith and I went to a Bible study and I surrounded myself with community. But most importantly, I surrounded myself with the Word of God. And I'm so glad that I did.
mhm. Wait, have you seen I saw this TikTok one time, and it was of this girl. She had a glass of milk on her table, and she was sitting there, and she was like, "Okay, God, I really want to drink this milk. Like, I really want to drink the milk. I'm really thirsty." And then, but like, the milk isn't gonna come to your face itself. You have to put your arm up,
Mm,
and your
yeah.
hand has to grip it, and you have to make the motion first, and then you can drink the milk. we have to take the step forward so then God can bless us. It
Yes.
comes with like emotion.
Wow. That applies to like every situation in our life.
Whoa.
Yes. We have to take the step.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times, again, this is where the patience comes in. He's waiting for us to take the step. He's
Yeah.
waiting for us.
Man, it's
He is so patient with
why
us.
is it so cool to have like revelations on the pod?
It's crazy. Like, he is truly so patient with us, and we really expect things right away.
Yeah.
The nerve. The nerve that we have.
Yeah.
It's really humbling.
Yeah.
Okay, friends, that's it on this week's episode. Join us next week. Jenni is going to be talking all about how she navigates her waiting season and leans on God during difficult times. We love you so much, and we can't wait to chat with you next week. Bye, friend.